and it just adds like the most beautiful bronzed glow. I can't believe I'm gonna be 25 in like less than 3 months. Not gonna lie, you guys, I struggled a little bit with loneliness this past week. I know that's not a really sexy topic to talk about. It's something that's a little bit more vulnerable, but it's something that we all feel or have felt at some point in our lives. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Icy and I'm so happy to have you here. So in this video, I'm actually doing a chatty get ready with me. I'm gonna be showing you a really simple summery slash spring look. I feel like this makeup look is going to be really great for the springtime, but also transitioning into summer now that the weather is a little bit more warmer. Right now it's a little bit gloomy in San Diego, but it's been on and off. So I am going to just be sharing my, I guess you could say, my typical going out makeup. It honestly has not changed in the past like 2 to 3 years, and of course there is a siren going off right as I am filming. I feel like this happens every single time I hit the record button. Somehow like all of the noises want to start, but we will continue because that is the reality of filming and content creating. But anyway, let's get started with this makeup look, and then I'm going to be showing you guys my full outfit as well. Okay, so when it comes to my makeup looks in general, I really do try and focus on skincare. So I did do my skin already. I washed my face, I did my moisturizer, and then I also put sunscreen. I like to use the e.l.f.MD one. That's really good for acne prone skin. And then I'm gonna go in with a primer. I like to use the one by e.l.f. I think e.l.f. is a really great, like, I would say drugstore brand. I've been using it ever since high school, and they actually have really, really great products. I would say they're equivalent to even some of the more high-end products that you see at Sephora, but I would say most of my products, well, I guess my products are a mix of drugstore and more like mid to high end, so there's a good variety in this video. But I like to just put that on all over my face. When it comes to makeup, I really like my skin to look very natural. I don't like really heavy or cakey makeup, and I feel like what works for me that prevents that really cakey look is having a really good base and focusing a lot on the skin prep before putting on your makeup. I think I'm just gonna go in with the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. I believe this also has SPF in it, but I really like this for like an everyday, more casual look. If I'm going for a little bit more coverage and I want something that is going to be more of like a full makeup look, I like to use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is really similar to the IT Cosmetics CC Cream if you have ever used it. I feel like those two are pretty equivalent, and this gives more medium to full coverage, and then this is more like everyday. I will say with this tinted moisturizer, and I feel like in tinted moisturizers in general, it does tend to be more on the dewy side. So if you don't like that look or you like a more matte look, then I maybe won't recommend it. But for me, I don't mind it. I've learned to actually embrace my more naturally oily skin. And for this, I just like to go in with my hands actually, because I feel like the warmth from my fingertips creates a really beautiful finish. So I'm just going to put that all over my face. I want to also take this opportunity to talk to you guys about some things that have been on my mind. I recently have been doing a lot of reflection lately, and I feel like I'm gonna just be talking about random topics that honestly come to my mind. One of those things is making friendships in your 20s or making friendships in general as an adult. And this is something that I've talked about before on my channel. I feel like I've done like a separate video on this like a long time ago. I did a whole video about navigating friendships in your 20s, but I've also just touched on this topic here and there, and it's just kind of something that I feel like I've been thinking a lot about as I am approaching 25. I can't believe I'm gonna be 25 in like less than 3 months. It's really crazy how time flies. But I started thinking about how it's so much harder as an adult to make friends because you really do have to put yourself out there. And I feel like for me this past week, I had kind of an interesting week where my boyfriend was out of town, work wasn't too crazy busy. We also had Memorial Day off, which was like a really extended weekend, so I feel like that kind of threw me off. And not gonna lie, you guys, I struggled a little bit with loneliness this past week. I know that's not a really sexy topic to talk about. It's something that's a little bit more vulnerable, but it's something that we all feel or have felt at some point in our lives. And I definitely was feeling this loneliness, especially last night, just because of the circumstances like I was telling you, with my boyfriend being out of town, work not being too crazy busy. I feel like my roommate was out of town as well. You guys ever have that feeling where you're asking people like, hey, do you want to hang out? And everyone is just busy, which is totally fine. And I feel like I have even been in the reverse situation where people are asking me, but I'm really busy that week and you can't hang out. But it's just one of those things that I feel like I was dealing with that. And also I got my period this week. So all three of those things combined, I was a little bit of an anxious girly this week, but we are turning that around because my parents are actually going to be in town today, which is why I'm getting ready. But I wanted to talk about that because I do think it's something that we all struggle with, and I do think it's kind of something that most people don't want to admit. Again, like, it's a vulnerable thing to say, to like put yourself out there, but I wanted to come on here and say that I do struggle with loneliness sometimes, just like any other human. And I obviously know that I have friends. I know that I have family that I can go to. I know that I have my boyfriend, who is really awesome and great. But there are times where people are just busy, and sometimes people aren't going to be always available. And that is just the reality of life. But it can suck sometimes, you know, especially when you're like an adult. And it's kind of funny how the things that you used to struggle with when you were in high school, you realize that as an adult, those things still kind of linger in some shape, form, or way. Like, it's still present in your life. It's just, it like affects you differently, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that made sense, but it made sense in my head. And it's not like you are lonely all the time. Like, I do feel like loneliness kind of comes in waves where you can feel really social and like fulfilled one week, and then the next week you're like, why am I feeling this way? Like, why do I feel like so bad about myself? Okay, I didn't mention it, but I did use the Fit Me Maybelline concealer. Been using this since high school. I'm not super picky with my concealers, to be honest. I know some people are. I'm not. This is like $8 at Target, and I've just been using it ever since. Something new that I've been adding to my beauty routine is using this like press on little, I guess, what do you call this? Forgetting what the term is for this, but you guys know what this is. This is actually really like getting to me because I need to look up what the word is. I ordered these off Amazon, so I'm gonna go to my past orders and see. Actually, powder puffs. That's what I was looking for. These are powder puffs. So I got a pack of these on Amazon for like a pack of 12. They were really cheap. And I have been pressing this on to my face, like underneath my eyes, just because I feel like it gives you that really like flawless, like poreless finish. This camera is also really, really great, you guys. So just keep that in mind whenever you see content creators. There's always like a little bit of like camera magic that happens, especially with these really advanced cameras that you can do to make your skin look really nice. But I just wanted to point that out because I think it's easy to like compare yourself to people online when sometimes if you see it in real life, you'd be like, oh, you know, they do have pores, like they do have like imperfections. But anyway, besides the point, I've been doing this and I like to just use this as like, I call it soft baking, because I don't like to have like a full-on beat face, but I do feel like the press-on method is really great at locking everything in. So I'll do that once I put my concealer and tinted moisturizer just to set everything, and then I'm gonna move on to my brows. I'm actually gonna do my brows off camera and then I will come back to you guys. Okay, I did my brows off camera, and then now I'm gonna go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame eyeshadow palette. This is a really cute palette that I think I got this for Christmas one year, and it just has these 4 shades that I think are really beautiful, especially on more like olive toned or tan skin. I did put concealer on my eyelids as well because I like to have a nice base so that way the colors really pop. I go in with a big fluffy brush and just do like a really simple eye makeup. I think I'm gonna go in first with this like pink shade, and then I'll finish it off with these 2 shades over here. I've been contemplating like joining some type of church group or like maybe even like a second job, which I feel like that might be like a little too much in between school and also working full time, but it was just kind of something that I was like thinking about last night. Like if I were to get a second job, that's like a job that is like really chill, you guys, like a job that is not related at all to the legal industry, like working in the library or like working at a flower shop, like a very, very like chill job just to make a little extra money on the side, but also like as a way to socialize and meet people. But I definitely do want to put myself out there more and like join more things, because I'm actually very content with my friends. The thing is that a lot of my friends are very scattered, which I think is a very common thing as an adult, is that, you know, you have your friends that you still have from high school, and then you make friends in college, and then friends that you make through work, and then eventually, you know, people move, or like, you know, people are busy and like are doing their own thing, and you can't always see your friends. So I feel like for me, like a lot of my really, really close, really great friends are a little bit scattered throughout San Diego, like LA and Orange County. So it's hard to see them all the time, but I feel like creating a community of like solid people here where I live is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'll keep you guys posted on that if I end up joining like some type of book club or like activity. But if you guys have any ideas of how you make friends as an adult, I would really love to know and hear your thoughts on that. Then I'm gonna go in with this shade over here. It's like that pink champagne shade, and then like I'm gonna put that on the middle of my lids for like a little extra shimmer. Something else that I wanted to update you guys on is that I started dabbling in short form content. I just posted my first mini vlog on my Instagram account through Reels, and then I also posted it on YouTube Shorts, and I may even create a TikTok account. I'm like 90% sure I will. I actually would have done that already had my parents not been like on their way right now, so I have to like finish getting ready. But it's something that I've honestly been a little intimidated by. Like I have always loved YouTube. I've always been more of like a long form content kind of girl because one, that's what I grew up with. You know, in high school, I would watch YouTubers. That's how I got into YouTube in the first place, watching other people create their YouTube channels and wanting to do that. But short form content, as you guys know, is really the thing that's like trending right now. And I think it's a really useful way to grow your brand or your content, because that's where most people are on, specifically on TikTok. And for the longest time, I was always like, I'm never gonna create a TikTok. I don't want another social media platform. And I really don't. But I also feel like I need to acknowledge the impact that short form content has, and also take advantage of like what it can do for my own channel. And truthfully, I really don't want TikTok to become something that I like end up scrolling on, which I've heard that it is really addicting, like that algorithm is really addicting. But I really just want to use it more so as a way to get my content out there. Not that I'm trying to have this like crazy growth unrealistically, but I do want to challenge myself and dabble in it a little bit. So I did post it. I posted a mini vlog, day in my life as a legal assistant. So you guys should go definitely check it out if you haven't already, or if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. It's just my name, A Life with Icy. I also share like a lot more real-time updates or like everyday stuff. When I don't have a vlog posted, I'll just go on my Instagram stories and like share a quick little update on there. So I like to go in just like underneath my eyes, just the slightest bit to bring out my eyes a little bit. I don't like to do anything too heavy because I feel like it makes my eyes look smaller, but I do like to define them. I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. This is in the shade Joy. This is almost running out, but I actually really like it now that it's almost run out because this is so pigmented. If you guys have ever used these liquid blushes, they're really easy to like look like a clown if you don't have a light hand. But I'm just gonna use a little bit like that. And it just melts into the skin. It also matches, I feel like, my nails a little bit. I got this nice orange coral color when I went to the nail salon, which I've never done this color before, but my nail technician was like, you should do something like really bright and like happy for spring. And I was like, okay, like I trust you. I'll let you choose my color this time. I'm gonna do that. Go in with my powder blush from PUR. This is like a blush and highlight palette, and most of the time I usually just like swirl the brush around and get a little bit of everything, so that way I can just do highlight and blush at the same time, and it adds just a really nice glow. We're almost done with the makeup look, and I'm debating whether or not I want to use bronzer, and I think I'm leaning towards yes because I just feel like it. So I'm gonna go in again with the e.lf.Putty bronzer, and then I'm gonna use my kabuki brush. A lot of you guys have also been asking me how my paralegal studies have been. So if you guys don't know, I am getting my paralegal certificate, and I'm actually done with my first semester. I'm almost done with my first semester. I already signed up for my summer classes. I'm taking one summer class actually, and then 2 classes in the fall. I believe I'm taking contract, like I know I'm taking contracts. I think I'm taking torts for one of them, and then I don't remember what the other class is. But I'm actually really excited for those classes because I feel like those classes will be a little bit more informative and new information, because so far the classes I've been taking for my paralegal studies have been more like introductory, like what it's like working at a law firm, and I've already worked at a law firm and I currently work for a law firm, so I feel like that information isn't anything new. Like it's mostly learning about ethics and things like that. I'm really excited to learn more about like new information, you know, things that I haven't learned before. And contracts is actually something, or contract law is actually something that I'm like really interested in, because when I was younger I used to say that I wanted to do intellectual property law. I don't know that anymore because I don't know truly anything about intellectual or IP law, but it could be something that I would be interested in. Like maybe when I take the class I'll really fall in love with it, or maybe I'll absolutely hate it and I'll be like, no, I definitely don't want to do IP law. As far as studying goes with paralegal school, it hasn't been too bad. Like I said, the classes I've been taking are very introductory. They're more like prerequisite classes. So I feel like it hasn't really required like a lot of studying time. Like usually I will just save the weekends or like a Sunday afternoon to do my homework. We'll see if that changes. I might need to change my current study routine when I have a little bit harder classes. But it actually really isn't too bad if you guys are considering getting your paralegal certificate. I highly recommend it if you just want to broaden your knowledge and you're a legal assistant and you don't necessarily want to go to law school, but you do want to advance your career in some way or get something that will help you get more opportunities or lead to more financial gain. I recommend it because it's a really great stepping stone. It's relatively easy, I would say. Like, it's nothing too intense. Again, I'm only like one semester into my program, so maybe that could change. But it hasn't been honestly like too bad, and it's very manageable, especially if you do online school, which I think most places do. And it hasn't been bad. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. This is in the shade Pillow Talk. I love this lip liner. I think it's really beautiful on any type of skin tone. Also forgot to mention that I did go in with my e.l.f. No, this isn't e.l.f. This is Essence Lash Princess mascara. I'm gonna finish it off with my lip plumping lip gloss from e.l.f. Most of my products, I think, are Rare Beauty, e.l.f., and Charlotte Tilbury. That's usually the main makeup brands that I like to stick to. And put that over that. And I think that creates like a really beautiful combo. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. All-Nighter Spray. This is the makeup look, you guys. It's really springy and glowy. That is my full makeup look. I'm going to leave the products that I used below, and then I'm going to show you my full outfit and my jewelry. But before we do that, I did want to share this. This is a glow oil bronzer that I got from Sephora. This is from the brand Sol de Janeiro, and this is by far one of my tried and true favorite summer/spring beauty products. Whenever I use this, I always get so many compliments on my skin. It's basically like oil, like glow oil drops that help add like a really nice bronze. The only thing about this product is that it does get a little bit messy. You could even use this on your face as well if you wanted to combine it like with your moisturizer. But I would just use it very lightly because it can get like very glowy. But I like to use this on my hand. I'll rub this in just like that, and then I'll put it all over my arms, my shoulders, and it just adds like the most beautiful bronzed glow to your skin. Like, you guys see that? Like, it's so shimmery and beautiful. Also put this on my legs as well. The only thing, like I said, is that it can get a little bit messy. So if you're wearing lighter clothes or you have a white couch like I do, I would recommend not sitting on it for a little bit until it kind of dries. But I just think it's really, really great. I will also leave this product down below, but I got this from Sephora if you guys are interested. Let me show you my outfit and my jewelry, and then we'll be good to go. I am going to be using two different types of perfumes. I'm going to first go in with my YSL perfume. I love this perfume. This is a perfume that I've had for a couple years now. I'm gonna set you guys down and spray this on. It just smells like super clean, and like it smells like so luxury. We'll do a little, we'll do a little spritz of that. And then I'm also gonna go in with the Sol de Janeiro perfume in the light pink scent. I think as far as jewelry, I'm gonna go in with my necklace that my boyfriend got me. He got this for me for Valentine's Day, actually. So I'm gonna put that on. And then I'm gonna put my rings on. Alright guys, this is the full look. I got this dress from Hollister and then I'm wearing a white bandeau underneath it. This is the look. I really like it. I'll also try and link everything down below that I used. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will leave all of the products down below so that way you can shop them if you are interested in anything. And if you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm actually going to be starting a new vlog because my parents are in town for today, so I'm going to be sharing like a weekend in my life with my family, so that should be really fun. So stay tuned for that vlog, but I wanted to just catch up with you guys and kind of share some thoughts that have been on my mind and just have some honest conversations about topics that I think are important and that I wanted to be fully transparent about. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!